To discuss how to enjoy the holidays without going overboard, we can bring in Charlotte Debeugny, a registered nutritionist based here in Paris. Charlotte, welcome to the program. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, Charlotte, I have to admit, I'm guilty of this myself, a big meal Christmas Eve, a big meal Christmas Day. I didn't even end up having room for dessert. So if you've overindulged like I did, how can we manage the effects of overeating during Christmas?
So I think that's a really good question. I was looking at the statistics before I came online to talk to you, and they say that the average weight gain over Christmas actually isn't that much. It's about 1 kilo for most people. But the issue is that most people don't lose it. So your Christmas weight gain makes up about 50% of the weight you might gain on average during a year. So a lot of adults will say, well, I've gained a couple of kilos a year. Your Christmas weight gain, if you do gain weight, tends to come on and stay on. It's not inevitable. So I think if generally your diet is balanced and you just had a couple of big meals, a bit like you said yourself, Catherine, I think generally it's fine. The issue is when the kind of seasons goes from more to 2 or 3 meals and goes to more like a month. So beginning in December and finishing kind of the second week of January.
Now, Charlotte, it's what you just mentioned there. It's not just this one big meal that we're discussing, is it? It's that whole season of holiday treats. So any tips to help people kind of manage that and not go overboard? Maybe try to avoid that bit of weight gain that happens.
Definitely. So I think the usual rules apply. So try to maximize your vegetables. Make sure you do eat some protein, ideally lean protein, because that kind of helps keep you full as well. I would slow down the speed at which you eat, because we often tend to eat quite compulsively. One of my personal tips is I like to spread out the big meals. So have the starter, then wait a couple of hours, main meal, wait a couple of hours, dessert, wait a couple of hours. And in between the meals, do an activity, a game, a walk, but something that takes your mind off the food. So I think all of that helps during the festive season. Moderating the sugar if you can as well, or would help too. And then you've always got the choice then of what you can do following Christmas. If you do get on the scales and think, oh, I have gained that kilo. My recommendation there would not to be too restrictive, because I think that tends to backfire. You can then get over hungry and then overeat the next opportunity. So my recommendation really is to just get back to eating how you normally eat if you feel your diet is balanced.
Now, Charlotte, what about for those people who are doing the preparing? They're doing the cooking and the baking. Are there opportunities there to substitute ingredients, say higher fat ingredients for lower calorie alternatives?
Yes, there definitely is. So I would, when it comes to the nibbles, the picky things, as they say in the UK, or your apero, you could definitely go for more for raw vegetables with some sort of tzatziki, some sort of dip. That would be quite nice. The other thing you can do, again, comes back to vegetables, so offering tons and tons of different vegetables. You can even pre-plate people's food. So if you would like to help people kind of eat better, you can actually kind of plate up, if you like, the vegetables, already make sure that 50% of the plate contains vegetables. And then you can add a small amount of your starches, and obviously then your serving of protein. You can replace your sweet desserts with some fruit salads, with some dried fruit salad. That can work quite well as well. And with the alcohol, it's making sure you offer lots of water in between those glasses of wine, just to kind of help people moderate their alcohol intake.
Now, Charlotte, you mentioned there, you have some clients who come to you kind of beating themselves up a bit for having overindulged and gained a few pounds during the holiday season. If they ask you about these new weight loss drugs like Ozempic, what is your answer to that?
So I obviously can't prescribe them. I have patients who have been on them and who find it has changed their lives. So that is definitely a discussion they could have with their medical team if they wanted to go down that path. They definitely work. There's no doubt about it.
Charlotte, thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us on the program. That's registered nutritionist Charlotte Debeugny.